Welcome everybody, welcome back to the channel. And today, a little along the lines of protecting your investment, we got a little something sweet for you today. We had a heat wave about 2-3 weeks ago, and I usually don't like to try to water these perennials out here. We got trees and blueberries. Try not to water them. We usually get enough rain here in Louisiana, South Louisiana, where we don't have to really water anything but the vegetables, but those annual plants. But this heat wave kind of scared me a little bit. We had so much dry weather, the ground was so dry, I took it upon myself. I said, let me just give them a little bit of water. I know our blueberries don't like water, especially city water or municipal water, or just a regular public water supply. That's why I don't like to water them, but they were so dry, I gave it a shot. And you can kind of see over here, they're yellowing big time. And that's because a lot of times you get a lot of plants that don't like those chemicals that's in the water. They don't like that chlorine. I'm gonna show you something over here. I'm so glad. I thought I had lost them all. I'm so glad they actually bounced back. We started getting some more rain, started coming in, and I think they're gonna survive. You might have to come around on this side. I watered these trees heavy for 1 or 2 days because it was so dry. Within 3-4 days, I came out and all of my comfrey started doing this. You can look up in here. All of my comfrey started dying. You still got some that's a little on the edge, but they're coming back. But you can see all of the comfrey was going out. It wasn't that I watered them in the daytime. I watered them really late in the afternoon, but you can see it didn't like that city water. These things burned down to the ground. All of this you see is actually new growth coming back. I thought I had lost them all. If you would have seen, if I could have took a picture of how these things actually look. Let me show you some more over here. I mean, it's almost like I took a blowtorch with that hose pipe. You can see, and it's not water spots. From what I was reading, it's chemical burns that sometimes can come from your water supply that can actually kill your plants. So along with the water is on them, but those chemicals and those minerals that they add to the water with the chlorine and all of that, but you can look through here and see it's just like they were doing so much better during the heat wave. Then when I watered them, that's when, look, here's another one here. Because I'm like, man, it got so much, I don't want to lose all these plants. And I mean, as soon as I watered them, I almost lost them all. But all of this new growth is coming back in just a few weeks, so I'm happy to see it. I went out and I said, how do I combat this? One thing I like about God is He can show you the problem and also give you the means. Now it's up to you, but He can give you the means to actually get the things that He's showing you that you need. And for some reason, I think I was watching like a John Kohler and Wendy Land video, and she was talking about water filtration. I was like, I needed that. That was like a month ago I saw that video. After I sprayed my trees with that water and saw that, something said to me, you need to look into water filtration. I said, that's too high. I can't afford to get no water filter because the water filters for the house are crazy expensive. But $23, $24, I think it was like $25 altogether. I found this on Amazon. There's a few different brands, but of course, I think I went with the one was 23. I got the one that was 25 just to get something that was a little bit more name brand, I guess. So what we're gonna do is, I'm gonna show you how to use this. It's really easy. Basically, you hook this part to the hose pipe, then you hook this part to here, and then you hook your sprayer on the end, and I think that's it. You gotta run it for a little while, let some of that carbon run out, It's actually a filter. This is a 4-month filter. It's probably hard to see, but the water temperature range between 33 and 100. So you don't want that boiling hot water, but you don't want frozen. You don't want it to freeze either. So they say try to keep it from freezing. This is all it comes with for 4 months. So I should be able to water this garden. I don't have the average size garden, so I'm thinking maybe 2 months. Maybe I'd probably cut that in half. So maybe getting one of these every 2 months, or just go ahead on the order like $100 worth of them. Because what I was reading is if they're stored, they don't expire. So they don't expire till you start using them. This will be something to get a year's supply of for your garden, especially if you live in those towns where they actually have to send you out a water report. That's how bad the water is. If you live in a town like that, you might need this for your garden. All the things we have, look at our cucumbers, they're fighting back now. Water them. Don't really water these. I watered them, and you can see they're just starting to come back. You can see the green is just starting to come back in them, so we're happy about that. Looks like we left one. Another one, nice one up in here.
Got one right here. Hiding.
It's a big daddy. So we want to keep these plants growing. We don't want to kill them. And seems like the city, the town, whatever, the parish doesn't really help as much when they're putting those chemicals in the water, because they're trying to cleanse the water, keep it safe, but they're adding so many chemicals that our bodies can take them because we're bigger and we don't drink that much of it. But these plants, they're taking up so much of that water. As soon as you put it on there, they're taking up all those chemicals, all those pesticides, herbicides, everything that's in the water, they're taking it up and they're eating it and drinking it. But we got something to try to fight that. So I'm going to use this, and I'll start watering in my blueberries and these plants, and I'll see if they die back like they did when I watered them the last time. Let me get this fixed up. I just want to show you how it looks. Alright, so we got this thing on, water's on. I just wanted you to see those two pieces. So the first smaller piece actually goes to your hose pipe. Then you connect the actual filter, and then whatever hose pipe you have or nozzle, you actually put that on top. Now I was reading that there was a recommendation that you would get like a quick connect or one of those hoses that have the little levers on them where you can turn the water on and off, and that way you can turn the water off and take this part on and off as you would like. So I guess what they say is, you see I'm gonna run it out, so I can run it out kind of anywhere. I'll just run it out right here. So you can kind of see a little bit of brown came out when I was doing that. You're not gonna be able to see it on camera, but they had a little bit of brown came out. And basically that's it. That's supposed to give me crystal clear water, not drinking water. You're still not supposed to drink it, of course. They have to give you that as a, I think as a disclaimer. Maybe it's probably safe to drink in emergency, and it's a filter, but not really drinking water, because this is not a microbial filter. It's just getting out a lot of the contaminants that could be in your water. So we've already had a rain. So glad this tree has actually bounced back from the winter. But we've actually had a rain, so we don't really need to water anything in per se. But I'll feel a whole lot better now knowing that the chlorine, I think this filter is supposed to take, I think it said 97% chlorine it's supposed to take out. So I feel a whole lot better knowing that this filter can get that amount of chlorine out, and especially for my babies here. You can see the heat wave actually got to this one. This one isn't particularly the water, it was already dying a little bit from the heat. And that's why this was the one that actually prompted me to come out here and start watering all of my trees and everything, because this one I saw it had got burned so bad. But now I feel 1000% better watering this blueberry, knowing that the water is filtered now, so they're getting good filtered water. For $25 for 4 months, I think that's a steal of a deal on a filter. And I'm sure you probably can use it a little bit longer than that, especially if you have a smaller garden. Thank y'all for joining us, and I'm sure I'll leave a link in the description for this one and a couple of other ones so you can kind of see the prices. If you were thinking about getting a garden filter or a filter for your garden hose and you just didn't know where to look, then check the description out. I'm gonna try to put a couple up in there for you. So thank you for watching, and as always, grow, grow, grow. And don't let city water kill your plants.